heard you wanna. I heard you wanna chat with your girl. Chat with your girl. Chat with your girl. Chat. Business and beauty, come and confess how you make your money and say yes to the gas.
Oh my gosh, wait. I cannot believe we have the one and only Jenny 69 here on my podcast. What's up? Girl, you need to breathe. You seem so nervous, but you look so sickening.
I honestly just feel like Patrick is going to ask me some questions, bring up our past.
Girl, yes. For those viewers that don't know who Jenny 69 is, you're not just only a CEO, but a wifey, a mother, a YouTube star. You have 1 million subscribers on YouTube, 1.9 million on Instagram, and won a beauty influencer of the year at the AIAs. You have a body for the gods, and happy new year. Period. 2021, we made it, bitch.
I know.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, 2020 was just such a crazy year.
Yeah.
I feel like it was a year for growth.
Yes.
And I'm grown.
Yes.
I've grown.
Well, to start, describe yourself in 3 words. Jenny 69, go.
Resilient.
Okay.
Latina. And very ambitious.
Ambiciosa. I love that. So really quick, out of everyone in my Patrick Star social media life, you are the first. El
The
primero.
OG.
La primera?
Yeah. La primera.
La primera ever.
I know.
In mi vida as Patrick Star, because
know.
I remember you were working at Sally's and I was working at Mac.
Yes.
And we found each other on
You were
Instagram,
in Florida
right?
at the time.
Yeah, I was in Orlando. You were in
Riverside. Shout out
Shout out.
Riverside bad bitches.
And we found each other through social media, right?
Yeah.
Did we just start DMing? Like
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
so long ago. That was what, 2013?
This was back then when Instagram was like very new. There wasn't a lot of people who were doing makeup. So yeah, I remember we were doing makeup. You were like beat
we
to
were
the
DMing,
gods.
we were like FaceTiming.
I think you were the one that reached out to me, and I was like,
yes.
oh my gosh.
I don't know. Yeah, it was so long ago. And then I think once upon a time, I was like, I think I want to go to LA. And then I remember you were like, come to LA,
Yeah,
dude.
come out.
Come to Fame Expo. Like, you were like, oh, like, no, just Henry, Alo Sarai, Mac Daddy. They were all like there. And we were
Glam
like,
Trash.
yes, MUA. And we were like, I was like, should I go? And you're like, yeah, I'll fucking pick you up, dude.
I really said that.
You did. And you picked me up at LAX for the first time ever.
And it was
in LA.
actually my first time in LA as well.
No way.
Yeah. So it was an experience that we experienced
shared.
together. Yeah.
First time for both of us in
for
LA.
sure.
You dropped me off at Ronnie and Steven's house. Ronnie, my makeup artist.
That was the first time I met
And then
Ronnie.
we like hung out. Like we got dinner.
Glammed together. Talked business.
Yes. And
you
we,
always
like,
had me under your wing.
always,
Like, do this, don't do this.
Well, not under. I feel like we were like next to each other because we like
I
kind
know,
of grew
but
together.
I'm just like some girl who just loves
Shut
makeup.
the fuck up.
You know, I needed guidance. You know, we always have someone that we look up to, and you know, it's okay to get help, you know?
Yeah, but I think out of everyone, it's like we always, even to this day, we'll just randomly call each other, ask about business, ask about mental health, like, girl, trying to get through it.
Yes, because
So,
you know, I be going through it.
yes. So talk about like the life of Jenny 69. Like, what was the come up for you, apart from like our start together?
Obviously, I started with the love of makeup. You know, I started with that, and I didn't really know what it was going to become from loving makeup, you know, because growing up in Riverside, I feel like everybody kind of looked down upon makeup. Like, Jenny, why are you wearing so much makeup? Like, you know, at school, I used to always wear makeup. Like, why are you so glam? Like, what are you doing? You know, I just always felt like in my heart that like being glam was going to get me somewhere. You know, I always just like knew that one day I was going to be a star and everybody was going to know who I am, you know? I really do feel like makeup and the glam life beauty industry really like helped me get to where I am now, because now obviously I started my own brand and I'm a mom.
Baddie B Lashes.
Baddie B Lashes, yes. Obviously that's a work in progress on its own. But man, it's difficult, but I mean,
I don't know that much in like the Latin, you know, beauty community, but to me, like, I saw you grow and I feel like you were kind of like the blueprint, bitch. Like for all the Latinas, but in beauty,
you said
making your culture into confidence, merging
Right.
confidence and culture into one, and being proud of your
My
Latina
roots, where I
roots.
come
Yeah.
from, yeah, and really expressing that through fashion and things like that, yeah. It's just because I feel like Latino fashion, as far as like the avestruz vibes, like it's a thing that only men in the culture wear. Like only really men wear tejanas or like the botas, the avestruz. So I really wanted to take that and modernize it, but make it sexy and out there, you know.
So were you looking on Pinterest? Were you looking at Instagram? Like, what was it back then that got you like so inspired? Was it social media? Like,
For
what
sure,
was
it had
it?
to have been my dad. Oh,
Oh,
me
really?
getting emotional.
Aw.
Hold on, girl. I spent 2 hours beating this face.
Well, you look sickening. You're in rhinestones, titties, body. You're a little hot.
A little bit.
Your hair.
Yeah. So for sure, my dad, because he was like really big with like the Mexican music.
I didn't know this. Out of all the years.
Yeah, my dad was super into like rancheras and corridos and all of that stuff. So I grew up listening to that. And especially when I would go to Mexico, like banda was like a big thing, you know. So growing up, that was the only thing that I knew. Obviously, with glam and everything that I do, I kind of like merged it together. So also another artist that I feel like inspires my fashion is Chalino Sanchez. He was a like corrido artist from back in the day. He dead, bitch, but you know, I really take a lot of inspiration from the music for sure.
And
Making it
then
sexy.
where are you in the siblings? You're in the middle?
I'm the middle child.
You're
yes.
the middle child. And we talked about this earlier. Like, what does it take, you know, as a Latina to like make it in this industry? Because sometimes you kind of like want to honor like your family traditions or honor like your parents' wishes, but either you kind of like conform and listen to them or you just bust them doors down. Like, so what was it for you?
To me, I just felt like tradition was never something that I enjoyed. And still to this day, I just don't believe in tradition. Obviously, you know, it sounds crazy because from the outside looking in, you would think like, oh, Jenny's really traditional with like, you know, the tejanas and all of that stuff. But I just kind of feel like you're stuck in a box, especially growing up as a Latina like woman. They just don't wear that, don't do this, and you're always supposed to serve the man and, you know, do this and blah blah blah, like you said, conform. And I just, bitch, I never had it. I was like, I have to leave. Me and my dad are fighting. He doesn't want me to wear this. He doesn't want me to wear that. I don't want to paint my dad to be like a bad person.
That's the real tea.
But like, yeah, no, for sure. Like, and I feel like that's why I'm Jenny 69, because I just go against the grain. And I'm like, I'm not going to listen to what anybody says, even if it's my parents, you know?
And your mom too.
My mom too. But I feel like, you know, now they have no choice because they already know how I am, you know. But obviously when I go back home, you know.
You give him a grandchild too.
I know. But obviously when I go back home, I cover up because I still live in a very conservative home. And oh my gosh, if I were to wear this, my dad would be pissed. Like he would be like,
really?
Go put on something else. Yeah.
Really? Is he on social media?
No, he's not.
Your mom is though.
My mom is modern, dude. Like I feel
she's,
like she's so with it now.
Yeah.
Bitch, she got her tummy tucked. Like, girl, no, she's with it.
And your sister like followed in your footsteps and that.
Yes, she did. She's doing her own thing. Yeah.
I just remember
really
her
good.
like when we would like pull up or you would like meet her, and then she just became this Annette.
Annette 69. Yeah,
as
for
well.
sure.
And you do like sister stuff.
Yes.
Too. What was the turning point for you in your Jenny 69 career? Like, what was the major turning point that your parents like accepted this lifestyle of yours? And when I say lifestyle, it sounds like you on drugs or you like doing some bad shit. It's just baddie shit.
No,
is what
yeah,
you're
for
doing.
sure. Like bad bitch shit.
Yeah.
Like I do what
Like,
I want.
what was
Grown
the turning
woman
point?
shit. Obviously, when I started making money, when I moved out, and when they started to see that, wow, like she's actually doing something, you know?
I remember you would like come to LA and they would be like, where are you? You need to come home. Remember those days? And you'd be like, oh my God, do I stay? And I was like, girl, just sleep over. We was like going through it.
One time, you guys, oh my gosh. So one time I was in LA, and this is the time, remember how I said, oh, it was my first time being in LA? Because my parents never let me go out. Again, like growing up as a Latina woman.
You're the oldest girl too, right?
The oldest girl of three. Yes, because I have a brother too. So he was the oldest. So they were just very overprotective. And, you know, it's crazy nowadays because you could get raped, girl. You can get robbed, stolen, whatever, right?
And their little baby girl going all the way out to
LA in her little buggy
big
with
city.
no money.
Right. Picking
Like,
up this
I remember
drag queen
that-
Filipino girl from the airport she don't never met.
that weekend I told my parents, because I didn't have money. Remember, you were like, hey, if it's the money, like,
Yeah.
you know, I could let you borrow money. And I was
Yeah.
like, no, it's cool.
Yes,
like, no,
girl.
because, you know, I just didn't want to be like, hey, Patrick, can I borrow money? I'm
Yeah.
broke, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, I remember that weekend they let me borrow $100. So I was like, okay, $100, $20 for gas, $10 for LA parking, and $10 for a meal, and you know, the rest for gas to come
Yeah.
back home, because it was like an hour away.
Yeah.
So
I remember I got
yeah.
you gas.
You pumped, yeah.
Filled up the tank, girl.
I remember.
So
Yeah.
the turning point was when you started making money. Like, did you have to ever explain to them? Was there like ever a sit down, like, listen, this is what I do? Or did you show them your page or your videos?
I'm very bad at expressing myself, so I feel like I never fully like sat them down.
People started recognizing you too in Riverside, girl. I think that was a part of it too. And your parents were like, what?
You know what's crazy is my dad didn't start realizing it until like 2-3 years ago. 2 years ago, actually.
Out of the 6?
Out of like 6 years of doing this, you know? Because again, growing up Mexican, it's really hard to express words with your parents, especially dads. I don't know if it's like, I don't know if everybody else goes through that, but like with dads, it's just kind of like, and my dad's so quiet. My dad's so shy. Like, he's so shy. I'm completely opposite. I'm like, yo quiero bailar, yo quiero pistear, like, you know, and he's just very like chill and like conservative, and, you know, and I'm total opposite of that.
What would you say to someone out there that wants to make it, but is like Latina, that like has a family that's like putting pressure on them or feels like they're in the way?
I would say, obviously, listen to your gut and your heart, because if you are having these feelings, then you're obviously right about what you feel. You know, intuition is like a really important thing to listen to. And, you know, just make your money and don't try to explain to people what you want to do, what you're trying to do. Just do it, but make money on the way, you know?
I saw this quote, and I tweeted with a quote, and it said like, work in silence and let success be your noise.
Let success speak for itself.
Yeah.
Right. And I really had to do that for sure. That's why when my parents, like when my dad called me that day that we were there, it was like, he called me on the phone, and, you know, this was probably after Fame Expo. You know, I was so excited. I got to hang out with Patrick, and, you know, we got to like meet all these people in LA, and I was like, wow, I'm really doing it.
Wait, girl, do we dare bring up the Brian Champagne days, girl?
With his serum, girl.
Yeah, but the Brian. Well, I think that was like one of the big like get-togethers. It's just so funny because Brian was such a family man, and he was just so hospitable. But I think those were one of the big moments. I think we went to the Brian Champagne and Friends.
Yeah.
Remember, there was like Scott Barnes, there was Lipstick Nick, there was
Ruby's Makeup Academy.
And I think a part of that too, to find confidence, is to find like a group that you can like confide in, especially on social media.
Right.
There's like different influencers, there's different groups you can
like, you don't know who to like talk to or hang out with, because especially nowadays it's just so big. There's so many people, you know.
Yeah. And I remember you actually met Manny before me. And then I think
where did we meet?
You and Manny did a collab, remember, back in the day?
Oh, he came to Riverside. I totally forgot about that.
Yes. And then he had his little chola character.
What was her name? Sleepy?
Baby
What's her name?
Sleepy.
Sleepy?
Yeah. And then we kind of
He was in San Diego at this time.
Yes, from San Diego.
He just graduated.
Yes. And then we kind of met, and then it just became like this thing where we just had like our little circle.
Yeah, remember when you and Manny first met?
Yeah, at Fame Expo.
Yeah, it was outside.
And I was with you.
He was all hyped, bitch. Patrick! Manny!
I was like, no, I'm too nervous to meet him. But we made
that
it
was
work.
cute. That was cute.
Yeah, it was funny. And we brought him back to, why are we laughing? We brought him back to Ronnie's house, remember? To Ronnie's place. Yeah. And he's like, I'm gonna let you do your makeup. And I was like, okay.
I don't remember that.
Yeah, it was I think it was just a whole nother thing. And the three of us like hit it off. And then we just started growing.
Yeah. Then this was a time where you guys got managers, and it just started like blowing up. Yeah.
Yeah. So Instagram was your main thing, and then YouTube.
Instagram and YouTube.
And then YouTube. And then what came first, the baby or baddie?
The baby.
The baby. And then you started.
Latinas.
Right?
You give them a hug, they get pregnant.
But they kind of like happen at the same time. It's just how old is Manny Jr. now?
He's gonna be 5 in April.
Oh my god.
He's gonna be 5 years old.
Crazy.
Oh my god. I can't believe I'm a mom.
Yeah.
I feel like I look like his older sister.
If I could be a mom, girl, I stay pregnant 24/7. Girl, you look sickening.
Thank
So
you.
so you had Manny.
I
and
had
then,
Manny.
What was that? What was that like in your career? Was motherhood important to you?
Yes, motherhood was so important to me. I was so excited to become a mom. I just felt like in my mind that's what I wanted to do at that moment.
Yeah.
Then after I had him, I still had my goals. I got my titties done. I was like, after I had my son, imagine I just had him so that way I can get my titties done after. Yeah, so I got my titties done, and then I just started working on Jenny 69 on myself.
Right.
Like merch, content, fashion.
You had the merch.
Yes.
And then content. And then
I started working on Baddie. I worked on Baddie for about a year before I dropped it. Because I wanted to do something so iconic and something so different. Because
what year was that for you? Manny was born what year?
April 26, 2016.
And Baddie B was born 2018?
2018.
2018 about.
2018.
So you worked on it 2016. You had
2018, 2019.
2019. Oh my gosh, it's crazy. So Baddie is about like almost 2 years old.
Almost.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what was it in you to like want to create Baddie? Like you have this young baby and to be a mom on top of everything, balance your content, and then want to start your own brand.
Honestly, I just feel like I have so many dreams, and I knew that I needed to build like a bigger source of income. So that's why I was like, what am I good at? Obviously, I'm an entrepreneur and I'm always down to make some money, girl. So I'm like, I'm good at makeup, I'm good at lashes, and I just love lashes.
Everyone loves Baddie B, including
I know.
me. It's so sickening. The branding, the naming, everything. And was that partnership with you and your man?
My husband, yeah.
Yes. And you just like went
I
at
just
it.
ran
and
with
you got
it.
married, bitch.
Yeah, we got married.
It was just like
What's
so
funny
much
is
going
that
on.
we had gotten in an argument like the night before the wedding. So it's like, I'm not going to marry you.
No way.
So we did a fake wedding.
Shut the fuck up.
I swear to
No.
God. I swear, yeah, we did. I mean, it wasn't
What
a
was
fake
it?
wedding, but we got in a fight the day before. So we actually
About what?
like
Y'all
got
or the
married.
business?
No, we didn't start having like business problems at the time because we didn't have a business.
Oh, okay.
But it was just, I don't even remember what we were fighting about. But marriage is hard, let me tell you.
Okay.
But we actually recently got married. I want to say like a year and a half ago, like a year ago, in private. Because I feel like if you like try to do a big wedding and everything like that, it always ends up being about like the guests and the party, and you kind of lose sense of like your relationship.
So you had the wedding, and was Manny born?
Yes, he was like a year old.
Oh my gosh.
He was a baby.
So you
I
had a
remember.
baby 2016, had this marriage, this wedding, the bola, and then you started Baddie B.
Then I started Baddie B.
So
Yeah,
what?
because he's a businessman.
Right. And you had the bags.
Oh, glitzy purse.
Glitzy
Yeah.
pearls. You have so much.
We had so many. Yeah, because he actually owned a clothing company at this time, a fashion line in
Okay.
downtown LA. That's where we met. I was a model for his brand.
Oh my gosh. Let me go to downtown LA.
Yeah, he was like my first collab. Not he, but like with his brand, Push and Company. Yeah.
You have a baby, you have a man, you have a business, you had a fake wedding, you just got married about a year ago. Like what is it? What does it take to do all that?
It takes a lot of love.
Really?
A lot of love, especially because when you're married to your business partner and we don't really work well together. We're always arguing about that. And he's just like, you need to do this. And I'm like, well, you need to do this. And you're not being a good husband. I'm like,
It's
just the mixture of like business with the relationship.
And how do you make it work?
We just love each other. We're just like, at the end of the day, it's like, I hate you, but I love you. And we have a son together.
Right.
And he's a very respectful man. Like, it's always something that I looked for, because I was always dating fuck boys. They would cheat or they just wouldn't let me be me. Like, why are you doing that? Why are you being extra? Like, you're an attention whore. Like, shit like that.
Right. So what does the day-to-day look like in Jenny 69's world? Like working with him, working with your baby, working on your content, working with
I feel like it's whatever I feel that day. Because I notice if I force something, I just hate my life. So I'm not always going to be at the Baddie B office. It's whenever I have a vision or I have like a download in my head that I'm just like, I'm going to write this down. And then I go to my team, okay, we're going to do this and we're going to do that, because it's also building connections. I'm all the way out in OC.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I'm not here in LA, like knowing what labs is in, you know.
Yeah.
So
And a lot of the success, you know, you've had with your husband. You know, and
yes,
him working and also
yes,
teaching you.
yes. That's why I'm like so loyal to him, and he's loyal to me because we grew up together. Like with my career, like I can't see myself like blossoming into what I am now and just being like, all right, well, bye, bitch. You know. Yeah.
What are some things in starting like a business that you've learned from Manny?
Oh my gosh, so much.
So
Like
much. How much time do we have?
so much. I mean,
What are like big themes, would you say?
obviously just like believing in yourself and believing in your brand and not scared of taking losses, because we have had losses.
Really?
Yes.
Like what's one of them?
We had a business and it was like a business that just flunked and we lost a lot of money.
And you just like turn the page and on to the
We
next.
turned the page, especially because this was during the time that Manny was, we kind of felt like something was off about Manny, because I knew in my heart that something was off because he wasn't hitting certain milestones. So
your child, so Manny Jr.
Manny, little baby Manny, yeah. And we were just like, And Emmanuel was like, I don't think nothing is wrong with him. And I'm just like, I don't know. It's just something's not right, you know? And then my sister, she took like child development classes and she was noticing certain things. He wasn't making eye contact, like just wasn't responding to his name, you know? And he was already a year old. And babies at that age, you know, they be looking like they be having their little attitudes. And, you know, he eventually got diagnosed at like, I want to say maybe like a year, 2 years.
I remember you kind of called me and you were dealing with it. And,
oh my gosh.
You know, my first thing is like, maybe we can find help on social media and see what's up in your, I think I was like, just like being a friend, just wanting to help. And you're like, I need to process it first.
It was a lot.
Can you talk about that?
Sorry, I'm
It's
just
okay.
like holding back my tears. It was definitely one of the hardest experiences of my life. And obviously, you know, having a business and everything, like I get to buy whatever I want. And, you know, it's something that money can't buy. But I feel like it was really what I needed in my life. Like it was almost like a blessing in disguise. And it taught me how to be human again and be patient and just accept, because life isn't perfect. And I feel like that's what grounded me at that time. But it took years. Like I'm talking like I battled depression for a good 3 years.
Really?
Yes. And it's something that I was never open about on social media because I just wasn't ready to talk about it. And, you know, it's just, the internet is so cruel.
I remember.
And people nowadays are always like, oh, she's ashamed of her son. That's what she wasn't open about. And I'm just like, no, because it was hard for me to talk about. Like, yeah, my son has autism, but what about the mothers? We feel. We want the best for our kids. We want our kids to be normal, you know? But he's doing so much better now. Like he's growing and he makes eye contact now. And, you know, eye contact was like, I feel like the hardest thing but you know what? I feel like I was depressed because I was being selfish about it. It was what I wanted as the experience of a mother, what I wanted. Like, you know, you see the gender reveals online, you see the perfect families, you see the kids with the milestones that they're hitting and things like that. So I feel like comparing my son with like other kids was what was hard for me, because after I would come out of my depression and I was like, fine, I'm like, okay, I've accepted it, I love my son, whatever, it is what it is, right? But then I would see my friends with their kids and they were talking, and you know, I was just like taken back, like, oh my gosh, like this is what normal kids are like. And you can go to a restaurant and sit down with them and they're not running around, or just like the little things that people don't know what goes on with kids with autism. I would just get so sad, and it would just break my heart. I would just go into the bathroom and cry, suck it up, come back out and act like nothing is wrong, you know? So it was a lot of like, like, ¿cómo se dice? Like suppressing your feelings.
Yes. Yes. What helped you get through it? Was it like kind of taking social media breaks? Was it kind of like jumping offline, just focusing with your family? Because I think through your vlogs, I saw like a lot of family time
Yes.
with you. You
Yes.
spending time. There was like some vlogs where you guys were doing the spicy chip challenge with your family.
Yeah.
That was so cute to me, and seeing that with your family. So to you, family is really important.
Yes, my mom really like helped me get through it. My family, they're very like, you know, think positive. You know, and I'm just such a diva. I'm so dramatic. I make a big deal out of nothing.
Yeah, but the thing about Jenny 69 is like you have a vision, you have a goal, you go after it. It's in your control. Like I want this
Yes.
look, I want this product, I want this, and then here's the one thing out of everything in your life that you don't have control of. So you kind of have
Yes.
to rewire your brain to adjust
Right.
how to deal with this
Yes.
new lifestyle with your
And
autistic
balancing
son.
it out with my husband as well. Because now my son requires more attention. So you have less time with your hubby, you know? But we're in a really great like time in our life right now because he's been progressing, and oh my gosh, like it just feels like I got through one of the darkest years of my life, you know? There is light at the end of the tunnel for sure.
Well, first of all, I appreciate you sharing it, because I think at the time you were like, I don't know if I can share online yet, and then girl, I blinked twice and it was like like you had posted it.
Yeah, I
and there
just
was
couldn't hold it in
thousands of
anymore.
comments.
I actually filmed that video about 4 times
I remember you called me
in the span of a year.
I think you called me after the third time and you're like, I don't know, I think I need to film it again. And then you filmed it again.
Especially because like my mom and my sister were just kind of like, I don't know if you should do it, you know, because they love Manny, so they don't want to see those bad comments. They don't want to see like, you know how the internet is. But I just couldn't hide him anymore, you know, like, and people just look at the littlest things. Like they started saying, oh, I think your son has autism, before I even knew what that was. So that's when I was like, I don't want to post him anymore because
you didn't want the judgment.
you don't
didn't want,
know.
okay.
No.
Not because you were ashamed.
No, I have never been ashamed of my son.
Yeah.
It's so sad that people think that.
Yeah.
If
the
anything,
internet
I'm
is
proud
just
of him.
Cruel. Yeah.
It's just, I'm not, as a mom, you just want to shelter and you want to like protect and you don't want to hear those things.
It's crazy because like your whole beauty sphere, your whole the world of Jenny 69 became beauty 10 hour lifestyle, bitch. You're like making linguine, you're fucking vlogging, you're cooking, you're stunting, you're doing all these things,
Yeah.
and also you're a mom.
Right.
Like having videos with him, and I think also for your peace of mind, it's just something that I feel like. So sharing all of that, are you now at a place where you're comfortable sharing that so
Oh, yeah.
other moms can?
Oh, yeah, for sure.
You can be there
I'm starting
for
to
them?
become more open. Like I want to film more videos, like really, really talking about it. But, you know, I always just feel scared to talk about certain things because I feel like people are going to misinterpret something or... But, you know, I really trust my followers and all of my supporters. Like, I know the ones that are there for me are there for me. So I always just try to focus on the people who are there for me. Not the people that are going to try to bring me down or just, like, put shit in my head, you know?
Was there a certain comment or a certain message or DM that you got from a certain fan or subscriber or follower on Instagram about you and your motherhood with Manny?
Like in a bad...
No, and that
Or in a good way?
had give you perspective on
Oh,
what
yeah.
you're doing
I
is
feel
good.
like so many people have kids with autism.
That you
And
never knew.
I was just shocked. I thought that I was like the only person, especially because in like the beauty community, I don't feel like there's anybody who really does have kids with autism. So it's not like I can hit a so-and-so and be like, hey, like, how did you do this or how did you deal with that, you know? So I talk to my followers a lot.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
On DM?
Yes, in DMs, yes.
And that new way of communicating helped you get through it.
Oh, yes, for sure. If anything, I'm always helping people out too. They're like, Jenny, like, how did you know? Like, what should I do? Or even relationship advice too. Like, I'm always just like, you better leave him. You know?
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy. But you love everything that you've gone through.
Yes, everything. I feel like I had to go through it.
Resilient.
Yes.
That was the first word that you said.
Yes.
That's the theme. Resilience.
Yeah.
Well, muchas gracias for sharing. That's really, I think everything that you've done so far, like being an inspiration, showing your culture, being confident, being extra as hell, really has helped so many people on top of like being a mom, being a wife, and being a daughter too. It's
Right.
so much to balance. And I think out of everyone that I personally know and being an influencer on top of their game, you're still doing it and you're still inspiring people, so thank you. 2021, girl, since it's the new year, did you set yourself like a resolution, like or a goal in mind
I really want to work on being more creative and
with yourself, with the brand, with Jenny 69? Which part? As a mother, as a daughter, as a wife, like,
I mean,
in the bedroom, like creative where?
the bedroom for sure.
You're fucking lying, dude.
I mean, when you're married and you have a child and you own a business together,
We really went there.
sometimes it's hard to find the time when you're both in the mood. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's something I really want to talk about on my channel, like really help women. Like I
Really?
think for 2021, I really want to focus on helping women.
Really keeping it spicy, keeping it fresh, keeping it new.
Right. With like self-care and a little bit of mental health, you know. I mean, I clearly can't help people right now because I'm trying to fix my mind, you know.
Right. That's cool. What is one thing about your whole life? It doesn't have to be Jenny 69. Your whole life that has surprised you the most.
That I have gotten this far. You know? Yeah. Like, you know, I'm just, like I said, some girl from Riverside, and you know, we're not really taught to dream big. I had to teach myself how to dream big and keep that dream alive.
Really?
Yeah. And setting goals with dreams. Because dreams without goals are just dreams. You know what I'm
Do
saying?
you write them down? Do you just manifest them? Really?
Yes. So I was manifesting, I'd say, before I popped off. You know, I stopped manifesting for a while because I was being a mom and actually enjoying like what I have created for myself, because, you know, sometimes I feel like this life is so fast that you're just so focused on your goal and you're not there yet, and you kind of lose sight of reality, because you know, when you're stuck in that, you kind of forget about you, and you forget about, hold on, let me text my mom back. Hold on, let me go visit my tia. Hold on, let me go check in on my grandparents, or let me gift them something.
Right. So
Yeah.
you're all about manifesting, writing it down.
Writing it down, writing the ideas down. Even I'll be in the shower and I'll have an idea.
Girl, you go out,
I'm
bust out naked out of the
yes,
shower, dripping,
yes.
titties hanging
Yes,
to
and
write
it'll
something.
just be random thoughts. Like the other day I was in the shower and I was like, is femininity a fantasy? Because I just feel like I struggle with being feminine.
Really?
You know? Yes.
Girl, your titties out, girl.
But
Your
I
hips
feel like
don't lie, like everything.
it's more like, it's not even about what you look like. You know what I'm saying?
The essence of femininity.
Yes. And I feel like I have a lot of masculine energy in myself because I always just want to be alpha, you know?
And that's
so
okay.
I struggle with that. Yeah. And that's okay, you know? So that's why I'm just like, is femininity even real? Because I feel like men also have a lot of feminine energy as well.
They do. They just don't admit it.
Yeah. I mean, my husband, he's so like, I mean, he
Macho?
appreciate. No, he's not macho at all.
Oh.
Girl, I could never be with somebody like that. No, because then they
You're
don't
the
let you
macho.
wear what you want to wear. I'm the matcha.
The macho,
You know, I don't know if there's a word for like
macho
machista.
girl, trademark it now, bitch.
I'm gonna make up a word for it,
Do
but
it.
like, yeah.
We're gonna see it on t-shirts and bags and shoes and hats,
Yeah.
everything. Well, I'd like to say you're always doing the most, and I have a little segment called "Doing the Most." Are you ready?
Okay, yeah.
All
What
right,
it is.
Jenny, doing the most.
Doing the most, bitch.
All right, who do you think is doing the most?
Like in the community.
Anything. Right
You
now.
bitch.
Me?
You be doing the most.
I want to stop playing this
One
segment
day
because
you're
everyone
one day
keeps-
you're Ursula, one day you're Tiger King, bitch. I can't keep up.
Oh my gosh! Well, thank you. What means the most to you?
My happiness.
That's a good answer. What are you doing to maintain that happiness?
Whatever my intuition tells me to do, I just have to do it. And I feel like that's what creates art. Because you can't force art.
I love that. That's sickening. When were you the most messy?
A few months ago.
What? Explicar.
I mean, the video that I uploaded
Which one?
when I got canceled.
Oh, bitch.
I feel like that's the messiest I've ever gotten. But I think I was messy when I was living in Riverside. With the boys, girl.
Yes, girl.
I got caught up with the boys in Riverside.
You did. You were crazy.
So when I was 19. Yeah. But I feel like I'm very professional. I'm very chill.
Yes.
I
You
get
have your
along with
shit together,
everybody.
bitch. You were on time.
Nobody can say anything bad about me.
No, not me. You wouldn't be here. You wouldn't
Yeah,
be
I
sitting
know,
in this
exactly.
fucking chair, bitch.
Exactly.
Stay sickening. What is the most expensive thing you have?
My Lambo. I was gonna say my Chanel purse.
Girl, that Lambo.
The Lambo.
I remember when you FaceTime me, you're like, look. You're like, vroom, vroom. I was like, girl, sickening.
Yeah.
Sickening. Well, I want to say thank you so much for joining me. I believe you're so sickening. You're so successful
Thank
to
you.
me. I'm so proud of everything that you've done and you being a mom, sharing your stories, sharing your life, sharing your success with everyone. Hopefully inspires so many more people. And I thank you for coming on this podcast, bitch.
Thank you for having me. I had so much fun.
And it's
It was
time to eat some
crazy.
conchas now.
Oh, yes,
Conchas.
conchas.
Thank you for bringing them. Make sure to check out Jenny69 on all socials at Jenny, JEN_NY69. And check out Baddie B Lashes because they are so sickening. And follow her everywhere and double tap that hoe because she is one of the fiercest people I know. Thank you, Jenny69, and we'll see you next
you.
time. I hope you enjoyed this episode of Say Yes to the Guest. Make sure you subscribe to this podcast and follow at Say Yes to the Guest on all social platforms. Remember, you are successful. Now go out and be the bad bitch you truly are. Can't wait to chat with you next time. Bye.